Good morning, everybody. How we doing? You might have turned them off and forgotten. There's been a lot of stuff going on between yesterday and this morning. Watched a couple of videos. I don't want to mention her name, but somebody appears to be getting a lot of attention that tells people to, chill out. So, yeah, there's that going on. I don't want to mention any names because her and I have an agreement. So that's about as far as I'm going to take it. And I'm goofing off with the people in the chat this morning before we start our news. There's a couple of announcements at the end of the show that you're probably going to want to stick around for. One of them is, we've got 2 live streams that I'm going to be announcing at the end of the show. There's a lot of stuff going on. The first news story is going to be, unfortunately, out of CNN. But I'm only going to use it for the quotes. And then we're going to have a discussion. So we're going to go into that right now. So let me move this over here. Get rid of that. Seeing how we're screen sharing. And where did you go? Where's my... Here we go. Okay. Now, this has a lot of people up in arms. A lot of people are in on this. But apparently, Trump, if I can get the freaking thing to work right. Apparently not. There we go. Trump actually wants to ban, here we go. He wants to reinstate the U.S. military ban on transgender people. Okay? Now, I think it's a good idea, but let's see what his tweet said. It said, after consultation with my generals and military experts, please be advised the United States government will not accept or allow transgender individuals to serve in any capacity in the U.S. military. Our military must be focused on decisive and overwhelming victory and cannot be burdened with the tremendous medical costs and disruption that transgender in the military would entail. Thank you. Now, well, they're tweets. You can take it with a grain of salt, but this is Trump, and I have heard it from different sources. I have heard it from different sources here and there, different news sources, so it has been corrected. When I dig, I'm going to dig a little further, but I think what's going on here is that he is, and his military advisors are recognizing that gender dysphoria is a mental condition that can hit someone or affect someone in varying degrees. And this may cause, in the long run, the ability for military people to function with their gender dysphoria in the military. I don't know. I think this is a cursory, knee-jerk reaction to keep, if I want to do some conjecture, Traname, since you're asking what burden if you... no, it's not the kind of announcement that should be made on Twitter. I think where he's coming from with this is, once again, it's a knee-jerk reaction in my opinion. The SJWs who identify as this, that, and the other, who are trying to get around rules for being diagnosed with and say that they identify with the opposite sex so they can actually change clothes with the opposite sex. My opinion on the matter. This is his way of trying to prevent that, but once again, our president is often known for foot and mouth disease, and this time the military is going in with it. No, it's, you know, he's, well, very most, with this diplomatic individual when it comes to things said on Twitter, and no, there are things that should be in a press release. This should be one of them. Further explanation is warranted. I will be keeping my eye on the story and giving you updates on it, either throughout the day or in tomorrow morning's Morning Brew. I personally think that even though, yes, gender dysphoria is a mental condition, if it is being treated, yep, if it is being treated and it is not to the point where it is debilitating to the person trying to get into the military, then they should be allowed to serve. But once again, I think this is them trying to prevent all the social justice warriors who are trying to identify as things they aren't, such as, you know, to get in there. Yep, I understand that. You, I mean, I could understand someone mid-transition, but I don't even have any treatment left to do. I completely understand that. That's why I am keeping an eye on this. Very funny, Neil. This is a sticky situation. Anything having to do with the transgender community. Ooh, excuse me. Anything having to do with the transgender community has to be handled in a very professional manner, and this isn't it. This could have been handled way, way better. Let's see what we've got next on the story. Okay. Sanctions threatens, let me put this out, to cut grant money to sanctuary cities. Now I've been keeping an eye on this personally, so I'm going to go ahead and give this a read. Yes, we do need a legal definition of what trans is, and we don't need it tainted by social justice. It could have been handled worse. I completely agree. All right, let's see. Sanctuary cities are cities in the United States that ignore immigration laws to harbor illegal aliens. Sessions is threatening these types of cities with federal grant cuts if they do not obey federal immigration laws. This happened on Tuesday afternoon with the grants, and the grants in question, I'm going to put my E in there. The grants in question are called the Burn Justice Assistance Grants. It is these grants which declare local and state law enforcement are not bound to immigration enforcement requests from the federal level. What you may or may not know is many cities across the country rely on federal funding for their law enforcement at the community level. Yep, fuck SJWs. I'm right there with you, Trina May. Some of the requirements to continue receiving this funding include, well, okay, you're going to see a live edit because that's a totally fucked up article. You can tell I read it with not enough coffee in my system. All right, some of the requirements to continue receiving this funding are sanctuary cities. Number one, need to give ICE officers access to their jails, local police from providing immigration status to ICE in regards to the people they arrest. 3, must tell ICE 48 hours in advance before releasing people from custody if said people have a detainer placed upon them by ICE. Good morning, Thorn. How are you? Someone has been quoted as saying, Sessions has been quoted as saying, so-called sanctuary cities make all of us less safe because they intentionally undermine our laws and protect illegal aliens who have committed crimes. The funding will not be taken from cities that already receive it or cities in the process of receiving it. The new rules will be effective in 2018. This is according to the Daily Beast. Trump has been vocal in his stance against sanctuary cities, often citing overblown numbers for statistics, which has been met with standard opposition from activists fighting for non-existent illegal alien rights. There are those activists who say if the rules are enforced, they will lead to parents being separated from their children. They also go on to say that police are there. You know, I really need to have more coffee before I write my own articles. Okay. Are there to protect all victims, but who are the victims? The American citizens who are being targeted by gangs of illegal aliens who have virtual immunity in sanctuary cities, or the illegal aliens who are not here through legal means and will face deportation when caught and the rules enforced? Some would argue not all illegal aliens are criminals, but coming to this country by illicit means is itself a criminal act. So in essence, they are already criminals. That is a self-written article. And then let me scroll up here and show you the map. This is a map courtesy of Fox News of all the sanctuary cities in the United States. And I didn't realize there were 2 in Georgia, and I'm not too happy about that. But as you can tell, they are from the East Coast to the West Coast, mainly in the north. It looks like the most concentration are in the Northeast and the Northwest, with a little bit in the Midwest. But that's a good idea of where all the sanctuary cities are in the U.S. Think of it this way. When a person is a criminal of any kind, it is easier to interact with other criminals in a place with high population. Exactly. Yes, Mitch, you made it. Welcome. Good morning. Yep, exactly. The thing is, you know, there's been several stories since he's been trying to do the travel ban and fighting the sanctuary cities, where they try to tug at your heartstrings about families being separated. Okay? I'm sorry, but this is my take on it. You have come to this country illegally, therefore you have already broken the law. You haven't gone through any of the legal channels to become an American citizen, therefore you're already a criminal and you're here. So, you know, there should be no sanctuary cities. There have been stories of sanctuary cities, I believe in San Francisco, where released convicted criminals actually reoffended. People are getting raped, mugged, and attacked, and I know that's a straw man, by hardened criminals. And what I mean by hardened criminals are criminals that are illegal aliens that have actually committed a crime other than immigrating here illegally. This has got to be stopped. We can't have sanctuary cities. If they are not here legally, commit crimes, they should be tried and deported back to their countries. If they're here legally and they're found to be here legally, they need to be deported. Now, yeah, the thing is, there used to be a law on the books that if someone, an illegal alien, came to this country and had a child, that upon deportation, that child was deported with them, but still had the option of coming back at the age of 18 as a full American citizen without having to go through the immigration. I'm going to have to look that up to see if that law is still in the book. Because if it is, they need to start enforcing that as well. Meanwhile, too many people are surprised that criminals engage in criminal behavior. Exactly, Mitch. Exactly. All right. And the next story is... Here we go. French Riviera evacuated due to fires. This is out of Bourg-les-Mimosas, France. Authorities ordered the evacuation of 10,000 people as fires hopscotched around the Riviera for a third day Wednesday, tearing through the forest of La Londe de Maure. And I know I'm probably mispronouncing that, but that's my 2 years of French. A violent fire took off in the dry Mediterranean forest around La Londe just before 11 p.m. the night before, and 540 firefighters were sent into the region. The prefect of the Var region, the top state official, said in a statement. About 3,000 campers were among the 10,000 evacuated from Le Londe and nearby Bourg-les-Mimosas and La Lavendue. The statement said, La Londe is under 30 kilometers, that's 18 miles for us Americans, from the city of Toulon. Tourists from France and elsewhere flock each summer to the coast. 4 tracker planes and a firefighting aircraft were sent in. About 800 hectares of Back County forest had burned by morning. Fires began raging along the coast on Monday, forcing smaller scattered evacuations with flames reaching a corner of Saint-Tropez. Since noon Tuesday, firefighters had conducted about 100 operations, the prefecture said. Further east, reinforcements were sent to battle a blaze in the Artigue that burned up to 1,700 hectares of forest land. Another fire was contained Tuesday evening in La Croix-Valmer after burning 2 villas, seriously injuring 1 firefighter. Let me pull this up a little. Seriously injuring, where was I? Oh, 1 firefighter and devouring about 500 hectares. France's Mediterranean coast is partly vulnerable to fires with its massive backcountry forest, often dry in the summer, and mistral winds blowing across the sea to fan flames. Smoke blew across the shores from the fires that were visible across the bays on the picturesque coast, frightening some, but firefighters warned against panic. No injuries have been reported among the residents and vacationers. Further south, flames ate through some 2,000 hectares of forest on the northern end of the French Mediterranean island of Corsica in what is the largest blaze. So that's what France is dealing with right now. I know we seem to have fires everywhere, right? We've got them in France, we had them in Cali, and we've got them up there in Canada. Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is my little ghetto setup, Fen, for, the fact that I can't do OBS. All right, our next story is, I'm going to go into quick news. White House top aides urge Trump to lay off Sessions. Yes, they're not happy that Trump is blasting Sessions in the public, but who is? Trump's open and public ridicule of Attorney General Sessions has drawn the attention of top White House aides who are telling him to stop publicly raking Sessions over the coals. Bannon and Priebus, along with other senior officials, have defended Sessions in their talks with Trump. Sessions, they said, has been an advocate for Trump's agenda and have praised the Attorney General's works. This comes after Trump has repeatedly said he would not have suggested Sessions for the position had he known Sessions would have recused himself from the probe that is still looming over the DNC, Clinton, and the president himself. Thank you, Fen. And also, too, here's a little quick ones today, just in case you guys do not know. We have a solar eclipse coming up, and if my little computer can hurry up and load this, we can actually have it going. Yep, we have plenty of wolves in the chat this morning. All right, 2017 solar eclipse. This is from the National Weather Service. I get all my weather service from the National Weather Service. This states this is the path of totality, meaning this is, if you live in any of these areas that this line is crossing, this is going to be your best view for the eclipse. There's always burning system. All right, what to expect on Monday, August 21st, 2017. All of North America will be treated to an eclipse of the sun. Anyone totality, be one of nature's most awe-inspiring sights, a total solar eclipse. This path, where the moon will completely cover the sun and the sun's tenuous atmosphere, the corona, can be seen, will stretch from Salem, Oregon to Charleston, South Carolina. Observers outside this path will see a partial solar eclipse where the moon covers part of the sun's disk. So once again, there's our path of totality. And mark your calendars for August 21st, because that is when the solar eclipse is going to happen. So I figured you guys had a little extra there. Something to look forward to in August. All right, and that's quick news. And let me see, one last one for the morning. Yep, here we go. Let me see if I can find this here. Just where to look for it. Oh, come on, computer. Thank you. All right, world. Nope, we're looking for politics. U.S. news, oddities, politics. And let me see. Now, this is a developing story, so the timeline in and of itself is still developing. So as it develops, I'm probably going to have another, whoops, can't find it. It's not here. All right, so I'll just minimize this. This is EU official wraps U.S. House over sanctions bill. These times are all Washington or Eastern Standard Time, okay? At 7:30 a.m., well, let's start with 3:30, shall we? At 3:30 a.m., eager to punish Russia for meddling in the 2016 election, the House was overwhelmingly backed a new package of sanctions against Moscow that prohibits President Donald Trump from waiving the penalties without first getting permission from Congress. Lawmakers passed a legislation 419-3, clearing the far-reaching measure for action by the Senate. If senators move quickly, the bill could be ready for Trump's signature before Congress exits Washington for its regular August recess. Where is my wrench? The next time you come around, I'll rotate them around and you'll have a wrench. I rotate them around to different people every day. Let me see. The Senate, like the House, is expected to pass a legislation by a veto-proof margin. The bill also slaps Iran and North Korea with sanctions. This should be interesting. The 184-page measure serves as a rebuke of the Kremlin's military aggression in Ukraine and Syria, where Russian Vladimir Putin has backed President Bashar Assad. It aims to hit Putin and the oligarchs close to him by targeting Russian corruption, human rights abusers, and crucial sectors of the Russian economy, including weapons sales and energy exports. And at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, the President of the European Union's executive arm is threatening unspecified action against the United States if a package of sanctions on Russia approved by U.S. lawmakers harms EU energy supplies. Ooh. European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker said in a statement Wednesday that the Commission concluded today that if our concerns are not taken into account sufficiently, we stand ready to act appropriately within a matter of days. And the bad man. Read it in the style of Kim Jong-un. How about if I read the story for the oddities in the style of Kim Jong-un? I don't like doing serious news in goofy voices. Good compromise? All right. He adds in the statement, yeah, I know, right? He adds in the statement, America first cannot mean that Europe's interests come last. And the Commission says that the sanctions package passed by the U.S. House could affect EU companies working on Russian pipelines that bring fuels like oil and gas. Juncker says the U.S. measure could have unintended unilateral effects that impact the EU's energy security interests. So there we go. And as this develops, I'll probably add more to the timeline. If we get a long enough timeline, I will probably do an impromptu stream and invite a couple of people on so we can discuss the timeline as it progresses. Associated Press does these timelines on a regular basis to give you like a play-by-play of what's going on, and I kind of like these because these tend to be a little more detailed. But a full timeline, hey Jason Todd, hello Pagan Butterfly Kitten. A full timeline is just way too long to cover in one of my new shows in the morning, so I like to keep these short. Power is a bit of a mess, especially Germany's renewable power. Without that gas, they'd be in a fun place. I like how you put that, Neil. Atlas says, he's fucking with you. Anyway, wrenches are only useful for oppressing that patriarchy bear. You can cancel up the chat anytime you want. And if you hit commands, you'll get a long list of commands, Atlas, as to how to get the Nightbot to screw with everybody in the chat. And I only have time prompts for my Nightbot. I also have prompts that can respond in commands. So, here we go. The oddities for the day. Oh yeah, that's my AP app. All right, here we go. Politics. Here we go. All right, because he paid for it. For the oddities today reads, and in my King Jong-un style, police, woman arrested after topless road rage attack. Sandwich, Massachusetts. Sandwich, I need me sandwich. Police say a Massachusetts motorist has been arrested after getting out of her sport utility vehicle, removing her shirt and charging topless while holding a knife toward another motorist. The Cape Cod Times reports Other motorists turned out to be an off-duty police officer. Who called the Sandwich Police Department to report the woman. Police say on Facebook they have received a call Saturday of SUV driving erratically. Women should not drive. They say the driver attempted to crash into the car's vehicle before pulling up behind it, and it ran right. Police say the woman got out of the SUV, removed her shirt, and ran toward the other vehicle while holding a dagger-like knife. They say the 39-year-old woman is facing several charges, including assault with a dangerous weapon. And there is my Kim Jong-un story. I know, Fen. $5, 5 pounds, and he gets his stuff. I just don't read it during regular stuff. If you become a regular in my chat, you may find that more and more commands get added depending on the regular people. I did add a couple having to do with sandwiches and sandwiches. So there's 2 new ones in there. I figured you guys would get a kick out of those. Yes, everybody likes my Kim Jong-un impression for some odd reason. Okay, a little bit different. Different things in the format. And every Wednesday, these are now before I go. These are YT content creators with less than 100 subs. So here we go. The first one was brought to my attention by a friend of mine named Tonka Saw. He does commentary, gameplay, and some response videos as well. His name is A Social Wreck. Now, I watched his channel intro this morning, and it's absolutely freaking hilarious. You guys need to check out his channel. And yes, he does have less than 100 subs. Let me see if this thing will let me move it over. He's only got 64 subs. Second. These things are on a 5-second delay, so if you try and do it back to back, it's going to take a little bit longer. Let me see here. Let me see if I can do this. Let me see if we got this. All right, so yep, his name is Social Wreck, and he has one hell of a sense of humor. So you guys go check out his channel. You won't be disappointed. I know I wasn't. Now, as far as up-and-comers are concerned, if you send me suggestions for up-and-comers, I will channel and I will check it out first. I don't blindly recommend people. If I don't like them, I won't use them. Next one on the list was another one recommended to me by Tonka. This is Otha, for short. Long ways. His name is Otha Zackariah Edward Lohse. His very first about Christopher Nolan and the Noble Lie. He sees past the smoke screen and mirrors, and he does a very, very good introspective video on Christopher Nolan, the man. And so he does need a lot of support. He just started. It took him 6 days to get this one done, but it was worth the wait. My computer's screwing up again. All right. He does have less than 100 subs. He's only at 31 subs, so he does need you guys to show him a little bit of love. All right. Let's see here. I'm gonna figure out. I got to figure out why that Wolfpack command isn't working. He's insightful. He's easy to listen to. He's very succinct in his points. Yes, Otha is amazing. And his name is Starbird Disagrees. He disagrees with everyone, according to his channel. I watched a few of his videos last night. He is very, very good. Some life challenges right now. He is very busy. I'm coming back with more content. He does have an update for his channel. So y'all go check out Starbird Disagrees. You will not be disappointed. Last one on the list. She does Let's Plays and commentary. I met her last night on Twitter for up-and-comers. And she's in our chat right now. Everybody say hello to Thorn inside. One of her Let's Plays last night on a little more esoteric game that I had never heard of. The game about trains set in the Civil War. It was very interesting to watch, and as soon as my computer decides that it is going to start cooperating with me, I may download and play the game. Come over here and show her some love. She's another one, like I said, under 100 subs. She needs all the support. Let's see if we can get her up a little bit, like everybody else I have mentioned today. So those are our up-and-comers today. All these links, as always, are in the description below. All right, today's live streams at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Story time with a Beardbarian. For those of you that have wanted to see me in character, for those of you that have wanted to see me in a costume. Yeah, I know. My cat, and I keep saying I need a new one. This thing's on its last legs, I think. At 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you get to see me in a Renaissance Festival dress, a bodice, and something done with my hair other than having it pulled back. You also, for the first time, get to hear me in an accent other than Kim Jong-un, for those of you who have heard me in the Korean voice. I will be sporting a different voice, as I will also be in character. So, and at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, we're talking taxes with our very own Rhetorical entertainment. So y'all go over there and check that out. He has really good and insightful commentary on his live streams. And he always has the guests on there to have conversations with. So be on the lookout for those live streams. Anybody that has a regularly scheduled live stream, DM me either on Twitter or on Discord, if you have me on Discord, with a link to the channel, the date and time of the scheduled live stream, and I will put that into my programming and shout it out. Yep, it needs a coffee delivery button. I can't do German. I can't do German. You've heard my Victorian English, and you've heard my Korean. My Irish and Scottish suck. And apparently I need to be some sort of tipsy to have a Cockney going. So, no, I've tried. I have to practice a little bit more on my Scottish and Irish. So, yeah, be on the lookout at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for me and the Beardbarian. I'm going to see if I can make my background look a little less junky. Or work that into my character. Who knows? I'm not telling you what exactly I'm going to be doing. No, I can't do a droid accent, but I can do exterminate. One little Whovian right there. Anybody could probably do a German better than Mr. Corkendale. Oh, Cockneys are tipsy anyway. I prefer Kona coffee. Oh, that's also something. A friend of mine, I know you can't. Also, a friend of mine named Posmatic has made a suggestion. So during this week, I'm probably going to be going on the Amazon website and making a wish list of coffee and adding a segment to the show called Tasting with the Morning Brew, where I will try a different brew of coffee that people send in to me to try. So if you guys are interested in that, please let me know. Until then, my friends, may your coffee ever flow, may your caffeine be ever strong, and may you have a completely wacky Wednesday. See ya, everybody.